Hello, and welcome to the first edition of Jimbopiece Theatre. Tonight we have a story about a man and another man. Their names are Mr. Rio James Wesker and SGT James Patterson. It starts off by reading from the eyes of Mr. Rio James Wesker. The story will start in 3 weeks or so. The year is 1944. I was born in I don't know. I have a mother and a father. I think I don't know anything about them. The only father I know is STG James Patterson. Has been like a mother and father figure to me, and I was raised by the government. I was a train ever since I was 3 years old. So I did not have a normal childhood. They were teaching me how to read people and how to be anything I won't be. I am good at filling my parts, and I was the best in my class. I learned how to read people lips and body movements, and I was good. At picking up clues, I had a sharp eye on my shit, and SGT Patterson told me I am going to get out of school quicker. The other kids in the Project Black Hawk, it was called. Then 2 years later, I got out off the school. Then I was only 11 at the time. I was sent to DC with SGT Patterson to start my new training on shooting a gun. I was like scared at first. He took me the shooting range and gave me the basic 9mm, and he put the targets out and he showed me how to hold a gun and I shoot it, and he like, you lean fast my boy. So I took the gun and I shot the gun and I fell on my ass. He helped me up off my ass, and he like, I put your place my face wider stands, and it helped me. When I shot the second time I did not fall. But it took me 1 year to get good at shooting the guns. He is like, I am going to enter in a shooting tournament. And I was not at all that great at it. But I know not what took over me. I was seeing things that they were nothing. And ever since that day, that is how I got my name's Eye of the Beholder. I was able to make smile faces on the target sheets. And he is like, I am really for the big war that was coming, World War II. I was like really for my job in the war. And we went off to war, and it was me and SGT Patterson and his men went off in town. I took high route. And I got my shit in gear. And I was looking through my scorp. Yes, and I was looking at my SGT. And I watched my father get shot in the head, and I flipped out. And I looked out for one shot at him, and I find him shot him eye between the eyes, and I killed like over 350 people, soldiers. I was like in the zone. Anything that moved I shot. Well, not my guys. Well, I went down from my spot and I ran down to SGT Patterson's body, and I picked up his body and I put him on my shoulder and got fucked out of there. And I went back home and I watched my old man get put in the hole. I did not cry, or I had no remorse. I had mission to live in this guy's life. But I lived with his family. and I couldn't kill him. And I said, no, I was not going to kill him. Then I mean this girl. And I felt it something. I read in this book it called Love. And she touched me how to love things. And not killing is not my life. So we got married and had a kid. His name James P. Wesker. Then I started a new job as a FBI. Well, one day I came home. My wife was crying and I asked her what wrong, and she showed me that James was kidnapped, and I flipped out. And I went to look for him by him. And by the time I came home, my wife had hanged herself, and she wrote a note and she said she's sorry for everything. 1 year later, I went back to my SGT James Patterson, and his gravestone was gone, and so was his coffin. I went to the undertaker, and I asked him, where was Mr. Patterson grave? And he looked in the files, and he is like, we don't have a body here by that name. I looked shocked by what the undertaker told me. And I turned around. I walked out of there and I started walk to my car. And I seen SGT James Patterson, and I went to my car and I grabbed my Glock and I put on my coat and I screamed his name. And he turned around as he looked at me, and he walked over to me, and I looked at him. I turned pale, and he is like, looks like you've seen a ghost, my boy. I put my hand in my coat, and I was freaking out. I said, I seen you die, I was there. End quote. No, I am not die, my boy. It's all in your head. That was my twin, and he started to laugh. And he handed me a card. And he is like, he meet me here tonight at midnight tomorrow. Now go home. I answer, any you have for me at the meeting. Bye, Rio. And that is the epic tale of Mr. James P. Wesker and the almighty SGT Patterson, or otherwise known as STG Patterson. Which is it? No one knows. Tune in next time for another beautiful ungrammatical tale of Jimbopiece Theatre. And we have more beer here. More beer. Seek alcohol.